Hello and welcome. This is Project C from Team C. Our game is based in the past with a futuristic soldier that was brought from the future to the past to try and take out aliens invading. So this is an update of what we had about 2 months ago. As you can see right off the bat, our main menu has already changed. We have now more or a 3D main menu, a little bit more interactive, and yeah, it adds a little bit more. We still have all the options. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn these down because it can be a little loud. But yeah, we still start straight into the main town. You can see that a few of the changes that we've added is different NPCs to tell you what the different shops are, as well as a complete overhaul of the town. We added a few more areas, a few more foliage, just things to try and liven up the town. We also added in a few props from one of our artists to try and add a little bit more life into the town and go along with the lore. We also, while we're in the town, I'll go ahead and show off the different classes we implemented. We have the strength class. We have a ranged class. And a magic class. All of the different classes and abilities are upgraded through the shop still. We can go in and purchase, and it now is it limits with the scraps. So if I keep purchasing, I can't purchase now because I ran out of scraps. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the overworld and show off the combat in the overworld over there. So we went ahead and also updated the overworld. Let me just try and do that. That is one of the known bugs that we have within the game, is the player gets stuck within the overworld every once in a while, so something that we need to definitely improve on and work around. But as you can see, we still have encounters and different towns and dungeons. So if we go into the encounter, we can look at the combat. So we added two new enemies. We added two new enemies into the game. One is a ranged enemy, and then we still have our basic one. We added a little bit different combat system with different trails to just add a little bit more feedback to the player. And as well, the trails are also on the zombie enemy there. I apologize for the volume of the sound effects. Let me see if I can try and turn that down here. Alright. But yeah. We also do have a brand new special attack for the strength ability, if I can get that working. And it does some damage. It's just supposed to be like a slam attack. And yeah. Scraps are now persistent throughout the encounter scene to the town. So we can kill all these guys. Get the scraps. And go over here and return back to the town, which is over in this area here. The overworld is a little bit big, which is something we wanted to try and fix. I ran into that bug again. So let me just go back. And I can show off a little bit more of the combat within the dungeon. Daniel, Deep, you guys think I'm missing anything here before I go into the dungeon?
We covered the most of it, but let's get into the dungeon first and then we'll expand more.
Okay, let me just do this again.
Um, Hello, my name is Daniel Lopez. Even though we have that glitch, our scraps or currency of our game is still being safe.
Yeah.
Sadly, there is an issue that while we were developing, since this project being doing, we did it in like a little really short time. It has like a 2 months total, about 2 months the development. Still have some issues, but we've been improving. I work mainly in the classes. We have one ability for the classes, even though some classes have not 100% finished. You can actually damage enemies, like doing basic attacks from range. If you try, yeah, if you try to be far away, you can kind of damage them with the range ability. Same with the wizard. The animations are not yet there, but we have blend between animations. We have an inventory system, which is very basic right now. If you could show it.
I was gonna try and.
Yeah. So we have the inventory system, and you can pick up a potion and actually use it. Even though we didn't get much damage from the last fight, you can try to get some damage to show. Oh well, you
Oh.
actually heal up.
Yep. It healed a
And
little bit.
yeah, basically you can explore the dungeon. It didn't change much from the vanilla version. We did more improvement in the class. We used to have, if you can show the basic class that we have, Kyle, yeah. So that was our first class. We didn't have the sword on the back. This new feature, and that's basically how we started. I mean, the first version, the latest build of the first month, and that was all our combat system. And yeah, we actually improve a lot of coding, player navigation, enemy AI. Kyle talk about the new enemies. We have a range enemy, melee enemy, which has animation and different models. And yeah,
Cool.
the game loop has been a little bit. We just add new features to the game and to give a better experience. Um, yeah, I don't know if you want to add something else, Steve. Uh,
Yeah, we previously didn't have a feature of like respawning at the start of the level. Before it was just clicking a button and yeah, but right now if the player dies, then there's a game over screen that appears which leads to the player wanting to respawn at the start of the level.
Yep.
If you can click it. Here you can see that the player respawned at the start of the level, and now they can again go through all of the obstacles and then beat the boss. Another thing that we added was a complete pause menu where the player can pause in between the game, change the volumes, or go back to the main menu. I guess this covers most of the things that we achieved this month. Other than the things that we achieved, we had a lot of features we wanted to work on, like having one ability for each class, having completed player models, having more dungeons, but due to the time constraints and the issues that we faced, the issues being related to GitHub and some related to being the time constraints, we were not able to get most of our features that we wanted.
Yep. And that has limited, like Deep said, some of the features that we wanted to implement, but we still feel as if the features that we did get in does add a lot of value into the project, and it definitely shows a lot of growth, definitely from the last update that we ended up doing for this.
Yeah, and more than that, in this month, we explore different approach to the game development, such as we explore a lot of documentation, management, and we acknowledge that we were going to have some risk due to uh, the time constraints and some other technical difficulties. But we, thanks to the documentation and a really great job from our team to be in constant communication, we accomplished most of the issues. We minimized all the issues we could and try to keep the features that we felt that are most important for our game, or in case the game keep in development in future.
Yeah. But I do believe that that is just about all that we wanted to cover here. So yeah, thank you so much for looking at what we have for Project C.